Hello everyone, I'm John Browning15 on Twitter, Jonathan Plays here on YouTube. Today we're going to be playing some Rocket League. I think I got my music fixed. Turns out, I think I did, don't know if it's recording correctly. I may have to, change it, but don't know. So if this does not go up on YouTube, it is scratch. Probably will anyway. Let's start some Rocket League. My friend is currently playing Kellogg's Space Program on his PC. Kepler Space Program, and we're gonna play attempting to play, and I'm gonna play some Rocket League on mine.
And why does this work?
Go ahead. Oh, was it? Oh, yeah.
This design works. The F4 Phantom is the most functional out of all these mods.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it wasn't meant to be for airplanes, more or less rockets. It's kind of a just add-on, but for like shuttles. But yeah, an F-35. I mean, it looks great. It'll actually fly perfectly straight. You can do loop-de-loop, but you can't turn.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like, I don't know, but maybe the creators.
It's awesome in this one scenario, but not in the rest.
Yeah. And I really wanted to buy it, but I mean, again, it flies perfectly straight, but you can't turn left or right. But again, really cool though. It's weird that this is the one design that is the most stable in flight, but in real life it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Game physics.
That was my fault we didn't go forward. Anyway, you can talk at the same time I'm talking, by the way. You don't have to stop.
I know. So, I mean, there's I can't tell the difference between the old version of the F-35 and this one. But, I mean, it's got probably the most detail out of all of them. I mean, but for some reason, I guess, the tail design, if you've ever seen F-35, it's just weird that I guess here.
Oh, my friend's in the military aircraft, way more than I am.
Yeah. It's just weird. I'm in aircraft in general, but it's just where the design is they almost had a bias against, I guess, Lockheed, or didn't want to get sued and decide, you know what, this is the one design I'm not going to let work, or it's just the mechanics in the game that don't allow it. But physics in here don't really work, I guess, all that well with airplanes. Like I said, this was mainly meant for shuttles and stuff, and X-planes. So I'm really not sure,
What about super props?
Meant for just normal airplanes, but I'm not sure how you make these. He's probably modded some of this. Like I said, he's edited some of the pieces, and where we get that kind of air.
Anyway, let's talk about how our Thanksgivings went.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get off this before I get on a rant. Thanksgiving was good. We had my Uncle Steve, not a lot of people over. We had Uncle Steve, my sister, her
Steve
girlfriend.
of Blue's Clues. Did you have that, Steve?
Huh?
Steve of Blue's Clues.
No, it was my Uncle Steve. We got a new house in Wichita.
Nice. Hopefully he has better internet.
He does. A lot better than here. I'm guessing because this house was built in the 60s and the wiring was put in later, that the walls in here, just like every other old building, everyone just cancels that Wi-Fi, or the wiring is just bad because probably hasn't been changed out, and just maybe the 90s when we started using the internet in the first place, and that's when it was bought. So.
But again, thanks
really
teammate
cool,
for leaving on me and having me have a 2v1, even though it's supposed to be 2v2. Thanks teammate. Oh, you're sure helpful.
It's weird. They call it being competitive, but I think this point is just not being helpful. But
yeah, I'm gonna lose this one, chat. Sorry, but I have no teammate, and we're 2 minutes in because I wouldn't let him have everything.
Weird. Yeah. it's team effort in these games, but they're like, well, they're like, I'm just gonna do all myself, and they start bumping the way. Like, I thought the objective was to, work as a
Oh,
group
this
to
is my
get
luck
in
in
there.
this game, by the way. This is my luck. This is literally what happens every time I play this game.
Weird.
Oh, that was centered perfectly if I had a teammate. Oh, it would be so nice if I had a teammate. They could have got that in. Like, I centered that perfectly. There's nobody around. Like, there's no enemy team around. Oh, that's just nice.
I'm assuming he's not being very helpful.
I have no teammate. I'm 1v2ing.
So
Trying.
it's 1 versus 2 then. Yeah,
Yes.
that's so an unfair match then.
Yes, completely unfair. And despite this, I just scored a goal.
And people are,
I mean,
you assume they would balance these out just when you're playing online competitive matches.
it was, and then the guy left. The guy just decided, I'm gone. I don't want to play with you.
I hate that. Like, you're playing a game and it's online, but then like all of a sudden the dude's playing maybe for like 1 or 2 minutes or maybe just a couple seconds and he just leaves and you're
Yep,
stuck
that
there.
was my luck. Yep. That's my luck every time I play this game. Have not had it fail yet.
Wow, that is that is unfortunate. So they're just constantly dropping out on you, or just what? That's just the repeated, like,
I get the same
scenario.
players every time that drop out at me, yes.
That sounds a little bit depressing.
It is funny for the viewers, apparently, but it's not for me.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've had that happen. Like, what was it, Battlefield or something a while back? Yeah, that was bad. I had that luck when I was a kid. If I played online anything, if I played flight simulators online, like it was like Ace Combat or something.
This is my luck in this game, yes. And only this game. Which is the annoying part.
I had that issue in Battlefield. Just literally, it would I'd be online, and maybe mid game, they would just drop right out, and we would wind up with like 3 versus 5. And I mean, again, this was later when it was less popular, but again, they just drop right out in the middle. This is back when people play it like it was supposed to be, but it would be bad because then.
Back when people actually played games instead of just, oh, mothers, I hate you playing games, so I'm just going to turn off internet. Or am I going to smash your console because reasons?
In game, they would just drop for any reason. Like if let's say I don't know. I don't know for the reason. Usually it was we were behind maybe a couple points or something. I don't know.
I was behind 2 points and he left. And he's like, this guy's not good enough. I'm like, I'm just getting warmed up. It's like, no, you're a sucker.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't just that even. Sometimes they would get in, they'd be like brand new at it, but instead of really trying to get good at it, they would leave. And that was the bad thing about it. I can't remember if like you.
Oh yeah, this is like it's even tiered in this game, and the tier people are like, well, I've had tier people that are silver tier, which you go bronze, silver tier 2, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and I've had several tier 4 people, and I'm tier 4, and they won't play with you. They sit there and do nothing.
Usually when you got them on there, it was somebody. This is unfortunate because when it was starting to go bad, people would play it like Call of Duty, and this was when they would leave. Like, this was a bad thing. Even when they were there, they weren't all that helpful. Like, instead of playing
it's at least
as
helpful
squad
to distract. It's at least a distraction in this game, but still.
Oh no, that wasn't a distraction. It was an annoyance. They would go off on their own.
Anybody else in this game that will actually move their car is good.
These guys move too much. They never went.
It is literally. I've had people that join the game and sit there and do nothing.
Oh god, that.
In
Yeah, that
this
was
game,
weird.
of all things, in a game where you're supposed to move. Okay.
I was
Hello, one
about
viewer.
to.
How are you? We are talking. I'm raging because I got somebody. I had somebody quit a minute
Yeah,
into the
right.
game.
Battlefield, we had them get in the game, and they would sit there, and basically they would leave their game. And you could sometimes hear in the background them talking like with mom or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah, but
and then they would stay there, and it would just be on. They'd be on the game for doing nothing, just staying there for maybe like maybe 30 minutes, depending how long the match lasted. And I think it was Bad Company too. And it was bad because this became like a common thing. I don't
you're
know, just
going
with
on a
my
rant again.
aren't you?
I just got done
Yeah.
with my rant.
Okay. Can I finish my sentence?
Yes.
Basically, this became a common thing where you either have like very few people, they drop out really quick, like they come in and you'd be behind a couple points, they drop out, they'd be in the game, and at some point they would they just get off the computer. Like I had this bad luck where you get people would they just be standing there because they'd be off the mic, and maybe maybe 10 minutes later. I mean, it would depend. Like it could be quite a while. I mean, longest probably was about 20 minutes, and the guy just didn't leave. So the enemy would just keep taking him out, and as the timer went down, he'd just spawn in. And the bad thing was, they would just get points doing this. So they could just spawn camp, and this made it easy. I mean, I'm not lying. This was actually a reoccurring thing.
That seems
And
really unbalanced.
yeah, and it was bad, but it was a thing. And that's usually what got people leaving, is when someone would just stand there and do nothing. And
Like
by
a
the time we
kick-
got back,
The thing is, if you stay too still long enough in this game, it kicks you. It's like, okay, we're kicking you, and it will try to find another player. But usually it can't in my games. That's the frustrating part. Is it tries, but nobody's on in the middle of the game. It's like, no. Oh, the game's over. Finally, we found somebody.
well, the thing was, when he got back, he usually quit, which made it even worse, because at that point, now you're down maybe to 2 guys. On the other side, then they would start to leave, then you wind up with an empty lobby, and at that point, it would eventually start ticking down a timer, which is where it kind of just, at some point, I'm not sure, I don't know if it can remember the ending or not, but at some point it would start to it would end or something, or you wind up in a situation where the game would say it would wait for more players, or you'd capture everything and the game would end, whatever.
Yeah.
And the next game it would say waiting for players, and it wouldn't happen, and you had to find another server.
Oh,
and
that's.
The thing is,
I've had that happen in this game.
yeah, and the thing was, this is common because no one wanted some guy that would just stand there and do nothing, and when he came back, just quit. And that was like just a common thing I just ran into, and and this was also when it was popular. This is what would drive people off from a server, and for me it just became my worst luck, and it was just something that never ended. And at some point I stopped playing.
Yeah.
Just because of that, and it's like, I'm tired of coming in here and this guy just sits there for maybe half an hour, because the game can last quite a while. Again, it was conquest, so you had to capture certain points,
Yeah.
certain areas, and he would not do that. He'd sit there, like I said, he came back and quit. Everybody was gone by that point. Eventually the other team was quitting because no one was around, and unless they were trying to grind and make get as many points as possible.
As you
level
see,
up.
my friend has different interest in me in games. So
Yes.
instead of him coming on because I don't think he likes this game or he doesn't know how to play it properly, one of the two, we have him on just to talk.
And I can relate to. Well, we can relate to the same situation. There's someone coming on there and just quitting.
Yeah. That's just so bad.
And
And
the thing-
before we both go on a rant again about the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you like the Christmas music in the background? I found some Christmas music I could use. I said I was going to do it a couple streams ago.
I can't hear it.
No, you can't. I'm talking to a stream.
Mister, you should have seen down there in Wichita how many decorations there were. I mean, this person had their entire yard. I mean, it was like they went all out. I mean, it had to be like maybe like a couple thousand, maybe like what, $3,000 worth of decorations, more than that. This person either collected over time or just, bought it all at once. And
oh, maybe. Speaking of Christmas lights, I saw a video where Mr. Beast bought 1 million Christmas lights and put it on a house.
A lot of lights. A lot of money for lights.
Like 1 million strands of Christmas lights and other stuff.
That's a little bit too much. That's way too many lights. Like, I'll buy a lot of lights, but I'm not gonna buy that many. That's like taking it way too far. That's where you start spending like money on almost nothing. Because in maybe like, I don't know.
There was Mr. Beast tipped a waitress a gold bar, a chunk of a gold bar worth $7,000.
Yeah, this dude's rich, isn't he?
He tipped a homeless man $100,000.
This dude's generous.
He bought an entire parking lot of cars 3 times.
Is this like a YouTuber?
Yes.
This dude's making bank. He's enjoying life.
He has his own homeless shelter he pays for.
Oh, he's doing something good with it.
Let's see. He bought houses. He bought the whole house, bought them all, fully paid for them, and sold them for $1 to people. I wish I was joking.
He's nicer than me because I probably would have just gone to real estate with that. I would have flipped them and made money off of him. He's more generous than me, I'll be honest.
Like, upfront paid everything. We made him forfeit, by the way, my other team.
I mean, I'm still saying I mean it.
So yeah, just.
So right now, I probably wouldn't buy many houses. I mean, just in my general area, I've had the money. I wouldn't go many places. Housing market ain't great. I mean, not that we get in real estate. I mean, you could sell a house that ain't worth nothing for for something. I mean, it could be worth absolutely nothing, but you could sell it for something. It's actually that bad. I mean, you should see some of the places they're selling for like 100,000. Normally, you wouldn't come close to that.
Yeah, like in LA and stuff.
No, I'm talking about here.
Yeah, like, it's just all the people move from LA because that stupid Kansas ad of, move here, we have cheap houses. Oh, the rich move here now. Taxes went up.
I know, trust me.
That's the annoying part.
I don't know, dude. It ain't that. See, the thing is people are trying to sell houses as fast as possible, and because, houses are kind of scarce, people are buying them up no matter what condition they're in.
Yeah.
And it could be just for the lot itself where they could tear it down and build it. And these are neighborhoods where you have houses that are falling down, and you could buy a house that has barely been worked on, where it looks like it hasn't been touched since the 90s. I mean, it is dated, and it's probably worth less than 100,000, but it can be appraised, for appraisal can, appraisals can set a higher price, and they can sell it because there's less houses. And the crazy part is they can say, hey, yeah, you can live here, but the thing is, it says cheap, but technically you're paying more than you would normally pay.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. You're actually paying more than what you normally would. I mean, you can sell a house that was worth 100,000 for 200,000 simply because there's so few on the market and people will buy them. And you could turn out to have a huge number of issues that would have made it even worth less. I mean, the appraisals could miss something, and it wouldn't matter. They'd still buy it for the 200,000.
Oh yeah, that's silly.
you should see what they can sell for 400,000. I mean, it can be
Yeah,
worth.
yeah, I've seen the stupid things like that. Mr. Beast opened an entire store for 3 days. Everything inside was free. Like, everything. Didn't cost you a cent. He had PlayStations, Wii's, not Wii's, sorry, the Switch, I still call it Wii. He had PlayStation 4s, Xbox One X's. By the way, he sold them for free. I'm not sure you can consider that selling, but still.
Giving them away. No.
In a store, he says everything in the store is free, and they were all stupid expensive items. He had like 4K TVs from Samsung and other stuff, if I remember correctly. Oh, I pressed W instead of S. Why am I promoting another YouTuber in my own video? By the way, not sponsored by him at all. Just, I like his content. I mean, some of the things he does is just silly, in my opinion, but I wouldn't do them, but still. Like buying the whole 4 stores.
Yeah.
But still, it's just silly.
I mean, when you have enough money, you can really do whatever you want.
Yeah, but...
I mean, again, I probably wouldn't sell something, for free. I don't like, if you can call it selling. I mean, I guess
if you can call it... sell implies you had to buy it.
Yeah, you'd have to pay something for it. So you're giving it away, but, I mean... I guess he's gonna be generous, or it could be for clout. Again, it could be both. But again, you can't really tell somebody to do with their money when they have money, unless you are in control of their money. Then that would be different. But again, it's his cash, and he can really do whatever he wants with it.
Yeah, but still, some of the stuff he does is crazy. But it makes good, interesting content.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta keep the YouTube money coming, or you don't have money to, spend. And once you have that money, you can just make money with that money, which is pretty interesting when you think about it. Like, he's doing stuff that would definitely catch your eye if you saw, the thumbnail on it. You could see that, and you would definitely click on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that you would... not ignore. It's like, if you see someone selling all that for free, you're gonna look at that. I mean, you're like, wait, is this real?
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't normally think it would be real.
Yeah,
but it is.
But the problem is, you keep having to up the ante every time.
Yeah.
And then that costs you more money in the long run.
Yeah, and you have to make more money on that video.
Yeah.
And then there's a point where, like, okay, what's next?
Yeah, and that's the... And then he disappoints you because he didn't do something stupidly silly.
Yeah, it's like something that's so insane that you can't believe it, but it's like, then you have to make sure that you stay within YouTube's guidelines, but...
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, that's where you have to kind of make sure, like, you're careful, because they're kind of vague. And so you're like, okay, what do you do, like, now? Like, I've done all this, but then I have to make sure I don't do something next that's going to get me demonetized. And so it's like,
Yeah, so you demonetize just means you don't earn revenue from it.
Right, and that's what's been driving all your antics, but the thing is like, are the antics now? I mean, really now, because are you doing something that's healthy and that at least looks healthy and isn't looking like you're just doing it to do it? And, it's like, I mean, but it doesn't look like you're doing it for product to get, views. And if you think about it...
How did I score that? I don't know.
I mean, it's like... how I put it, like, you're doing something that is unsafe. I mean, like I said, there's...
Yeah, within the guidelines and safe, yeah.
Yeah, and thing is, like, there's only so much people, can do that is within those guidelines that, is outrageous. And then you get to the point where, well, like, what you can think of it. And again, there could be an idea out there but you may not come up with it, or someone may.
Yeah, you have to be very creative of a person even create the
The thing is, someone may think of it and wait, now I don't have an idea. They've already thought of it. And even if you do it, I mean, sure, maybe you can pull it off better. But it's like,
Yeah.
the value, the shock value of it's kind of gone. That, oomph is gone. It's just like, okay, he did it, but someone already did it. It's like, whoopee, right? But
Yeah.
so then you're like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Well, you have a bunch of money, but how much money did you spend doing all this? And it's like, it's not coming in anymore. You're not money coming in. So it's like, okay, now I'm no longer doing any of this. And the thing is, people can get caught up in that and start spending. And then you're like, well, I'm no longer a YouTube star because I'm starting to drop in viewers and, subscriptions. And because, it's like, it just like the shock value of what you do, like the appeal of it, it's gone. And like you said, someone else does something, that's outrageous, and it catches that someone.
Yeah, you can't do it forever.
Yeah, eventually, again, someone else will outpace you. It's like anything else. It's kind of like, music. You look at all these artists, eventually someone else, takes their place. Like, some artists last a long time, but they don't keep their same status. They eventually are in some way replaced in that position. They're no longer, up so high, on the social ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they're, they're.
Yeah, up on. Yeah, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're no longer making the same amount of money or getting the amount of attention. The label says, "Hey, look, this person's making us more money, and you're not as well." Or they're like, "Well, look, we can't do this as often, whatever." Or you just wind up, eventually just saying, "Hey, look, I'm not making as money. I just have to retire now." And like, it's one of those things. Like, fame lasts only so long because there's always another person looking for it, and they could be much worse at it, in fact, but still catch attention. But they said they could be cheesier with it. I mean, they could be very poor at it, but they could still replace you. Really, it isn't. But again, it just matters, more or less what the viewers think, and if they decide they want to see it. I mean, you have people in music that were great back in the day, but people have maybe different things they find interesting.
Yes,
more
we get the whole idea.
Yep. But yeah.
So let's talk about something else.
Well, you have what's it? Right, computer parts.
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, I have, iBuyPower? You can get all the new computer parts built into your computer. It's expensive, but you can actually have a computer built just the same as you would right now, and you can get, 30, what was it, the 38, all the parts that you would, what was it, the 3080s?
3080s, 3080 Ti, 3090, the 3090 Ti coming out, 3060, the 3060 Ti, the 3070, the 3070 Ti, the 38, you get the idea.
You can get that, AMD processors, you name it. I mean, it's on iBuyPower, and the cool thing is you can get all that stuff in your computer because they get a shipment of it. You can get everything you want in there, and they'll deliver it. Literally, they have it in stock.
Yes, yeah. But then you don't know if it's gonna get shipping damage, and then you have to send it back, and they'll fix it, but you just have to pay for shipping, and they don't always use the best case, which can hinder thermals, which can hinder performance. So it's just all sorts of things.
Yeah, again though, if you need it right away, then again I am pursuing some stuff, and I do need to replace this computer here soon.
So what motherboard do you have? And maybe you can just upgrade for a cheap CPU. I don't know, on eBay or something.
No, it's not that. It's something else, dude. I'm doing some other stuff on it. I need to.
No, so we'll talk about this after stream. The parts and stuff.
No, dude. Dude, can you listen to me?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I said I'm cash to order a new one. It's my decision. I'm not gonna argue about it, okay?
Yeah. Whatever you want. Fair enough. It's what you want.
And like I said, at this point,
Yeah, yeah, you got ripped off on the first one. I'm gonna admit that.
yeah, and I'm out of fuel, and I'm over the water. This cannot be good.
I mean, have a safe landing.
Yeah, safe landing. Thanks. That's very comforting. Why am I falling at the speed of a piece of chunk of cotton? Like I'm cotton and I'm falling. I'm falling as if I were I was seriously a little piece of cotton. I'm seriously, if you dropped it and it was slowly falling, or like a feather. I am seriously I'm not dropping like a rock like I should. I am just slowly floating down. I don't know how this is working.
I mean, how would you drop like a rock? You're not a rock. You're made of flesh.
I'm talking about the airplane.
That was my attempt at a joke, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Why is my plane buoyant? Alright, because everything is spacecraft are buoyant, I guess.
Wait, did I hit the right goal? Yes, I did.
It has the same properties as a spacecraft.
Oh, I hit the right goal, but it gave the other team the goal. That's a bug. I think? Or were we at 2? How did I miss that? I don't know if I'm upset with myself or annoyed.
Oh, I'm confused.
There we go.
Physics are weird in this game. Really weird.
By the
They
way,
don't make any...
for those that are tuning in or may tune in afterwards, he's playing a different game than me.
Yeah, Kepler. Physics are weird in this game. Like somehow a massive steel plane is, it's a jet, but yeah, it's a steel plane and it's floating. Like it has the same properties as the capsules that you would see on Apollo 13 or something on a rocket, and it's floating like that. Like it's like they gave the same physics as if it had inflatable, rafts or whatever they have around them that makes them float.
Oh no, that's going in. Get it, teammate? I can't get it. That's going in. Yep, that's going in.
Yeah, it was like it was a feather. I mean, I had a parachute on the plane, and it was slowly descending. It was like you had more like a feather though. Like you dropped it, and it slowly, fell to the ground, fell down. But it was like. Guy look forward, like his eyes aren't two opposite sides of his head, like this one style of making a character that you see on books and everywhere else, like Raiding Rabbits and everywhere else. You see this one style where eyes so far apart. That is just weird. I don't know. You see that you don't think the character that that little alien dude here being all that intelligent, or I guess that's the idea. He's supposed to look funny, but. I mean...
28 seconds and we're 1 up in point.
This little guy's just creepy.
Oh, shucks. Shucks. Phew, nobody put anything in chat because I wasn't looking for a second.
Like, this little dude is just looking at me. Oh.
So what I had for Thanksgiving was turkey, steak as my meats. Sorry, wild turkey. 3-day-old wild turkey steak as my meats. What else? White sweet potato casserole.
Do you have any ham?
No. German chocolate cake I made a pumpkin crumble cake.
We had turkey and ham, some type of onion casserole. It was really, it looked good, but I had ham. I had
We had a
salt
bunch of other
potatoes.
stuff. What else was unusual? Oh, German chocolate cake was unusual. I made that. I mentioned that already.
Hey, do you like pecan pie?
Yeah, we had homemade pecan pie. My brother made it.
We had store-bought, but I love pecan pie.
I prefer store-bought pecan pie, otherwise homemade. My brother's recipe, anyway. Versus my brother's recipe.
Pecan pie.
And on that note, everybody, those on Twitch will continue. However, for those on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitch. It'd be very much appreciated. You do not have to. Hope you have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.